This is a player who has figured out how to win when winning is hard. Let's walk through exactly what happened, because the match story is almost as good as the result itself. Eala actually came out fast. She earned the first break of the match to go up 2-0 in the opening set. She was in front immediately, applying pressure, dictating the tempo. But Zheng is Zheng. She settled. She found her range. She recovered from that early break and steadily reversed the momentum. By the time the first set was over, Zheng had taken it 6-4. First set in her back pocket, serving well, looking like the more experienced player in control of the match. Second set, and this is where the story takes its turn. It stayed on serve deep into the set. Then at 3-4, Zheng broke Eala's serve at love. Not just a break at love. The crowd went quiet. Zheng was 2 games away from the match. Everyone watching had seen this script before. Young player gets a quick break in the first set, opponent steadies, takes over, wins in 2. That's how most of these matches go. Not this one. Eala broke straight back. Zheng serve at love. Immediately, she answered a love break with a love break, and from that moment, the match belonged to her. What followed was one of the most impressive stretches of tennis you will see from any player at this level this year. 7 consecutive games, 7 in a row. She won the second set 6-4 and went up double break 4-0 in the decider before Zheng even knew what had hit her. And let me tell you about the third set, because 6-1 flatters Zheng in terms of competitiveness, but the way Eala played in that final set was something to witness. She was clean, she was aggressive, she was serving with purpose and returning with precision. Zheng did manage to break back at 4-1. She's a Grand Slam finalist. She never fully disappears, but Eala responded by breaking straight back again. Same pattern as the second set. Zheng gets one back, Eala takes it right back. And that was the match. The head-to-head is now locked at 1 apiece. Their previous meeting was at the 2023 Asian Games, a 3-hour thriller that Zheng won. This time, Alex got the revenge on the biggest hardcourt tour stop stage she has ever played at. Eala won, Zheng won. We're tied. Now let's talk about the scene in Washington, because it was something. The tournament chairman, Mark Ein, told the media before the match that in the spring, when they made a massive effort to bring Eala to Washington for the first time, the response from the public was unlike anything they had seen. He said, "I will say, over the last month, the ticketing team says at least 80%, if not more, of the requests in this tournament are about when is Alex Eala playing. Honestly, I think it's more," and they just didn't want to say it was more, but they're like virtually all. It's not an exaggeration. That's actually what they tell me. Virtually all ticket inquiries. For one player. On Stadium Court in Washington, D.C. And when the match was played, the crowd reflected it. Filipino flags were spotted in the stands. It was a pro-Eala fan base in that stadium. These are Filipinos in the United States, in D.C., in Virginia, in Maryland, who showed up to cheer on one of their own. And she gave them every single thing they came for. Think about what this result means on the larger scale of her 2026 season. She beat Rybakina and Svitolina in Berlin to reach the WTA 500 semifinals. She beat Serena Williams in the second round at Wimbledon. She beat Iga Swiatek, the defending champion, in the third round at Wimbledon to become the first Filipino to reach the round of 16. She left London ranked number 28 in the world, and now she walks into Washington in her very first week on hard courts, faces Zheng Qinwen, goes down a set and a break in only the second set, and wins 4-6, 6-4, 6-1. That is 5 different top players beaten across 3 different surfaces, clay, grass, and now hard, in a 4-month window. This is not a hot streak. This is not momentum. This is a player operating at a completely different level than she was a year ago, and the evidence keeps stacking up. And think about how she won. Not by overpowering Zheng, not by blasting her off the court with brute pace from the start. She won by being mentally the stronger player in the moments that mattered. When she was down a break in the second set and the match was slipping away, she did not panic. She did not change her game plan. She just raised her level on the very next game, broke right back, and then went on one of those winning streaks that only the truly locked-in players can produce. 7 consecutive games in a row. That is mental strength. That is belief. That is not something you fake. The fact that she won the third set 6-1 is significant beyond just the scoreline. It means she did not just survive, she dominated the end of the match. When Zheng broke back to make it 4-1 in the decider, Eala did not waver. She responded with another break. Same script as the second set. Zheng gets one back, Eala takes one right back. And that was the end. That kind of consistency in the decisive moments of big matches is exactly what separates the good players from the great ones. And now, she is in the second round of the DC Open, and her next opponent is Leylah Fernandez, the defending DC Open champion, the 2021 US Open finalist, who took Daniil Medvedev, Alexander Zverev, and Aryna Sabalenka out in the same tournament before losing in the final to Raducanu, one of the most electric, passionate, crowd-feeding players in the entire game. Fernandez beat Magdalena in straight sets in her first round, and she is going to come into this match ready, sharp, and fully aware of who she is about to face. This will be a rematch with a score to settle. Earlier this year in Stuttgart, Fernandez beat Eala in straight sets. That result is sitting in Alex's memory, and she knows it. She knows what Leylah can do. The big serve, the fearless returning, the ability to produce incredible winners at the biggest moments, the way she feeds off crowd energy and turns it into